Leaders of Tomorrow, India's only daily television platform for small businesses. We bring you the right information to empower you, the SME entrepreneur. Tonight on the show, two very special conversations. First up, I'm in conversation with the best Value Chem, and on the other side of a short break is Brilliant Corporate Services. Our first exclusive conversation tonight is with Best Value Chem, which is a leading fragrances player here in India and part of the $25 billion market globally. I caught up with the CEO of the company, Shaju C O, to understand really what the market is looking like for their business, innovation and disruption, and also what the way forward is looking like. Listen. Shaju, thanks very much for speaking with us here on the show. Let's start by talking about Best Value Chem and what you want our viewers to know about your business. Just very briefly, talk us through the company.
Thank you, Sunanda. Thank you, and nice to be here with you. And I would like to introduce Best Value as one of the leading ingredient manufacturing company incorporated in the state of Gujarat. We have two manufacturing units, both are located in Baroda. Between two manufacturing units, we manufacture close to around 12,000 metric tons, and 80% of the revenue comes from the export. We also have valuable customers like world's perfumery houses of Firmenich, IFF, Givaudan, Simrise. These are all our important customers.
You've been in this industry for nearly 2 decades, Shaju. What are some of the highlights that you can tell us about as far as the fragrances and the flavors industry is concerned?
Oh, it's just unbelievable that we have completed 21 years in this industry. This 21 years of journey has been wonderful. It was full of excitements, challenges, and fun, and I must say we enjoyed every moment of our journey. We could convert Best Value into a dependable manufacturer in the F&F industry from India. In the beginning, it was a big challenge to attract and retain the talent. Over the years, we have developed a young and dedicated team. They are capable of ready to take any challenges. A great satisfaction derives from the fact that we also another important thing, we are an important supplier to large perfumery houses, which is also a great proud moment for us actually.
Shaju, the chemical industry has been growing at and is worth nearly $160 billion, and my question to you is, what kind of growth are you anticipating you'll continue seeing here? What percentage of that are you sort of hoping and confident really of tapping?
If you are generally talking about the chemical industry in India, which consists of various segments like dyes and pigments, specialty chemicals, fine chemicals, pharmaceutical chemicals, and of course petrochemical industry. Overall, if you put together, Indian chemical industry is growing at the pace of 8 to 10 years on year-on-year basis.
That's as far as the chemical sector is concerned, Shaju. Let's talk also about the flavors and fragrances market. The domestic market, I understand, is worth about $25 billion. My question to you really is, is the domestic market something that interests you? Is this something that you would look at expanding into, look at growing aggressively as far as the market here in India is concerned?
You are right, Sunanda. R&D plays a big role in the growth of every company. In the case of Best Value also, R&D has a crucial role in its growth process. We have a full-fledged R&D organization which works all the 3 shift operations, and we also spend close to around 1% of our annual revenue towards R&D expenditure. I must say this is not a small amount for an SME sector company. And our R&D focuses on product development, new molecule development, process and improvement studies, troubleshooting, sustainability initiations, and all these steps has helped Best Value to establish one of the dependable organization in the F&F industry. And it has also helped us to combat timely because of the process improvement and process optimization.
For the kind of markets that you're in, one would assume that R&D and innovation is very crucial. I want you to talk to us about your own thought process as far as R&D is concerned, as well as your facilities when it comes to research and development here in India.
Global F&F industry is estimated to be around $26-27 billion and is growing at the rate of 5 to 6% every year, and is expected to touch $35 billion by the year 2025. India's contribution towards the global F&F industry is close to 3 to 4%. That's roughly around $800 million. And Indian fragrance industry is growing at the rate of 12 to 13% on year-on-year basis. Apart from the global market share to the F&F industry, Indian fragrance industry is one of the important manufacturing hub for ingredients. Close to global share of 30%, India is supplying the ingredients. It includes naturals, isolates and synthetic ingredients. But the share of Indian synthetic ingredients are growing, and it is expected to overtake naturals and isolates. India's contribution to F&F ingredients is expected to touch around $5 billion by the year 2025, which will make it as one of the important player in the F&F industry ingredient manufacturing.
India is a leading fragrances and flavor ingredient supplier as far as the export market is concerned. In fact, I have some figures, Shaju. We contribute nearly 60% of the global spice demand and 80% of the global mint extract demand. So my question to you really is your views as far as the export market is concerned. What percentage of your total revenues is coming from the export market? What's the thought process in terms of how you'd expand that portfolio?
We have two manufacturing facilities, both are located in Baroda. Between two manufacturing facilities, we manufacture close to around 12,000 metric tons. Out of that, 10,000 metric tons we are exporting out of India. So you can say 80% of our revenue are generated from exports. Coming back to the growth, you asked, Indian industry is growing well, especially Indian fragrance industry is growing very well. Export also looks bright. There is a big challenge in the Chinese chemical industry. Even in Indian chemical industries also, the regulatory aspects are becoming tough and tough. This makes it difficult for a new entrant to enter into the market. So we feel that this gives a great opportunity for established players like Best Value, and we also have very good product pipeline based on our strength in chemistry. We also have a good capex plan. I hope all these two, the product pipeline and the capex plan will help us to double our sales revenue in the next 4 to 5 years time.
We were talking about R&D just a short while earlier, so my question is about manufacturing facilities and what your facilities are like in India. What kind of investments are you perhaps planning into your manufacturing facilities, which are over and above what you're already doing, given the fact that you were just talking about the export markets and the kind of growth you're seeing there? So does that naturally mean you would be putting more money into investments into your plants in India?
Sunanda, we haven't partnered with any FMCG companies because we don't supply directly to any FMCG companies. But most of our large customers who are key suppliers to these FMCG groups, and they have partnered with this FMCG groups. So indirectly, you can say Best Value is also partnered with many FMCG companies.
Most of the SMEs that we speak with, Shaju, say that they partner with bigger companies to ensure that they're getting the kind of growth that they are hoping for in whatever market they operate in. And I want to understand if this, is how it works really in your industry, and if you can give us a sense of who all you've perhaps partnered with in your industry.
Yeah, Best Value, operate in a B2B model. The advantages of B2B model is that problem solving is lying with us. Since the problem solving is lying with us, we can find out the solution much more faster. This will help us to grow much more faster. And another important advantage of B2B model over B2C is that the trust and dependability with the large customers can be established much more faster.
You essentially operate in the B2B market. What kind of growth are you seeing in that segment? So would you look at perhaps the B2C market as well?
No, we don't have any plan for B2C model at the moment.
Quality checks are very important to someone who's in your industry, I would presume. I just want to understand how you ensure that you're always on top of quality checks, and to use this answer to really talk to our viewers about how that can become, and has become perhaps, a seamless process at your company.
We have well-defined quality control management systems in place, both incoming and outgoing raw materials, as well as WIP, work in progress materials, are regularly monitored and checked for its consistency. We also have a very good quality control team with a well-trained staff, and it is also supported by state-of-art equipment.
You were talking about the export market, Shaju, so my last question to you is about any new products, segments, industries, verticals, anything that you can leave us with in terms of what is really on the future, in terms of a future game plan that you have that you can share with us.
Our immediate focus is today to penetrate new molecules out of one of our strong chemistry, that is green art chemistry. We feel a great opportunity to penetrate in this segment areas, which is also growing, and this is being a little tough chemistry. We don't expect much competition to happen. We also have plans to enter into other pharma intermediates, maybe N-1, N-2 step, which is an extension of our existing intermediate. So we may, maybe in the coming years, we may get into pharma intermediates, which we don't have to go for a complete FDA audit and other things, which will also help us to ensure, we get a complete exposure to our existing intermediates and enter into a new segments.
All right. Thanks very much for your time here on the show.
Thank you, Sunanda.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, Brilliant Corporate Services is in focus. What does the company do? We'll get you a deep dive when we come back. Just stay tuned. Welcome back. You're with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow, and tonight on the show, a special conversation with Brilliant Corporate Services. Our second special chat tonight is with Chennai-based Brilliant Corporate Services. This is a giant when it comes to the process of making hiring seamless for small and medium enterprises. I spoke with the company about how they're really standing out in this space, their advice for small businesses, and what sets them apart. Take a listen. Sreeram, with services such as consultation, audit, payroll services, etc., my question really to you is how SMEs can ensure that they're staying competitive when it comes to these services, especially given that, it's a fierce market, and with competition, there's always the chance that someone else may charge lesser than you. So how are you really sort of, working in this market then?
We are highly service oriented to the point we extend our support to clients till the completion of our work, even if our work is delivered and met their standards. Thus, our client is also happy and we are also happy. As far as payment, we don't charge extra help, and we charge only for the work we have completed, and we do have clean sheets with respect to the transactions. I think this singles out from other SMEs. Earlier, I started business as a proprietary concern, and to get a business, it has taken 3 years, 3 rigorous years. After the 3 years, we never looked back, and we changed the status of our company as a private limited in 2010, and we are now having around near about 100 crore company with some 2-3 entities, and we are very happy to do the business.
How have you defined your own growth when it comes to providing these multiple services to SMEs, to startups? Just give us a sense of that, Sreeram.
Enabling effective IT to the manpower industry, IT-enabled training sessions, franchising our versatility to create more skilled manpower into class 2, 3 and 4 cities. Really, those cities are never been touched by any companies that we are doing. Like that, what we are doing is, we are doing a skill center at Hosur that is very close to border of Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. There we have set up an industry, and we are, with the help of TNSTC, we are upskilling a lot of manpower. Already around 150-200 manpower has been upskilled, and they are being placed in different sectors of industries. The real-time skilling manpower, this is really, we are being in India, really we are losing here, and the real-time manpower, skilling of manpower is required. And for all this, we require funds. The more CSR funds to skill this manpower through SMEs like us will make India better than anything.
This is a piece of statistic I love quoting on the show very often, Sreeram, and that's about the quality of workforce that's coming out, the quality of students really coming out into our workforce. The IT industry body has said only about 1/4 of all students coming out of colleges today actually have the skill sets for the jobs for which they're being hired. IT companies, of course, from India are increasingly going global. They're recognized for the high quality of manpower, the high quality of skills really that they're offering. How can that mismatch, that's my question to you, really be sort of managed? What in your opinion, what sort of changes have you really seen over the past few years?
Post-independence, India is facing the challenge of empowering the nation with educated as well as skilled manpower. We started our business as a proprietary concern aiming to serve the industries. That's why we chose the name Brilliant and achieved the status of a private limited company, and we are among the first 100 SMEs section. This cannot be achieved just in a blink of eye. Each day and nights of this journey is chiseled out us from become a perfect entrepreneur.
I would like for you to provide a bird's eye view to our viewers as far as being an effective services provider is concerned. What do you think has gone in your favor? What really has worked for you? And use that as advice for our viewers to tell them that this perhaps is something that they could look at as well.
The one and only mantra is real delivery of service with 360-degree of accuracy, accepting our mistakes openly and try to rectify, and not repeating in future strengthens our candidature.
What's your strategy then for surviving in this very competitive market, Sreeram? You were talking earlier about how increasingly competitive it is becoming. What's your strategy there?
Our prolific and versatile services do not differ for the big or small client. Every client is the same for us, irrespective of the amount of revenue we generate from them. We never discriminate our clients. You see, discrimination is a sin, no? That is correct. This is our major strength to survive in this competition successfully. That's why we achieved it. To achieve this itself, it has taken around 17 years. Not it is near about 1.5 decades.
From all the experience that you've had in ensuring that SMEs are finding first and then hiring the right candidate, maybe a couple of things that you'd want to tell our viewers about how SMEs can identify that they're hiring the right candidate?
Hiring is a really tough job. We have an expertise in this domain, as all the employees we had so far very dedicated and contribute well towards the profitability of our company.
If I could, however, ask you to take a step back and possibly talk about, if there's something that you want to change, if there's some features you would like to change, what possibly could those be?
We are integrating the service provider concept into a new domain with skilling the unskilled, upskilling the skilled, and upgrading the skilled employees with their language proficiency for the real work industry. We are planning to provide our clients services with data analytics, which more SMEs can have all their data into their dashboard. That will be called as data analytics. And we are trying to create our own job market. I have another one vision called, already we have started here on FMCG company, and since 2015 recently we have ventured an FMCG domain in the world of most exciting product called a Freshino pulpy tomato, the world's one and only packed pulpy tomato. Brilliant Corporate is a holding company of that company, and we have started marketing and market research on this company all over India. We are intending to supply our Freshino pulpy tomatoes all the street vendors so they can provide a hygienic and quality food to the public who cannot afford costlier hotels.
Okay, Sreeram, we've run out of time, so I have one final question for you. What next for you at Brilliant Corporate Services?
I believe in the popular saying, genius are made, not born. To track this, our Prime Minister has introduced Skill India, and we are also part of that. Our center is also there, and we need to educate the youngsters about the schemes such as PMKVY, TNSDC, and enroll these guys into this. Make them skilled and recruit them.
Okay.
We at Brilliant Corporate, it has already started this, as I told you earlier about the skilling unit in Hosur. So what we don't have, we have everything. We were the skill masters. We are one by one we are doing. Our second unit of skill center is coming up in Chennai. That is heart of the city. In a month of around 7-8 months, we are about to complete our construction. Once our construction is completed, we start our exclusive technical skills in all areas are going to start.
Sreeram, thanks very much for taking the time to speak with us here on the show.
Thank you.
All right, completely out of time on tonight's show. If you have any feedback for us, as always, we love hearing from you. Do keep your questions and your feedback coming in. We're at leadersoftomorrow@timesgroup.com. That's our email ID. On social media, tweet at me personally at Sunanda_J or LOT_ET Now. Reach us on Facebook on our page Leaders of Tomorrow on ET Now. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.